Hello and welcome back to a crazy little thing called Lovdev. In this week we are actually being quite wholesome for once because I taught my son how to ride a bike. A proper dad moment. You forget how terrifying bikes are until you watch someone learning it in real time. We also got one of the weirdest questions I've seen on Reddit. Then we get into Am I the A-hole? Which is a story involving a 28-year-old bloke who's gaming all night for basically a decade. I'll tell you about a gig I did in Wales, and in the weird news, a council lorry got sent out to fix a pothole, but ended up in a situation much worse. Yep, just another standard week. It's episode 222. You never forget how to ride a bike. Hello and good day to you all. How is everybody? Get this out the way, the podcast. It's another episode. Yep. Welcome back, everyone. Hope you're all right. I have got no gigs this weekend. I am gigless again. I don't know why, but I'm gigless. I did do a gig last weekend, though. It was in Wales, a little place called Blackwoods at the Miners' Institute. Very engaging audience, shall we say. They wanted to chat, but they were all right, if you know what I mean. Like, pockets of them were nice. It is what it is. I watched the video back. I thought it was a bad gig. Well, not bad, but I thought I could have got a better reception. But listening back to the audio, people were laughing, so that's absolutely acceptable. Apart from that, I'm not too bad, to be honest. Not a lot has gone on in my life, should I say. I've been trying to keep up with admin. You know, like chasing up invoices and then trying to sort out stuff with the government website because they want to know me as a director for a company. I'm a director for my cousin's company. He owns a kickboxing gym and he's asked me to be one of the directors, so I'm one of them. Now I've got to verify something on there and I've been trying to do that all morning and it's been an absolute nightmare. I can't find some code that was sent me. I've searched all my emails. I've rang up the helpline and they seem to be closed on a weekend. So that's absolutely pointless for me. And then when I can ring them, I've got work, so it's quite difficult. Do you know what I mean? And then after all that, I had to go and send them an email to sort it out. So I finally did that. Got that out of the way. So I've just been doing that, man. And oh God, it never ends, does it? That's a problem with me. A lot of comics would send an invoice straight after they've done the gig, whereas I end up leaving it for a day or maybe even a week. Sometimes I get reminders. So the gig I did in Wales, it was booked by a Birmingham comic named James Cook, and he emailed me going, "Mate, send me the invoice over so I can pay you." When a promoter's chasing you up, that's when you know it's good, ain't it? I've got other good stuff. I might as well just tell you while I'm on the subject. Got another private booking booked in, which came out of the blue. I was like, wow, okay. So they contacted me through a website. It's one of those entertaining websites where you can literally just put your profile up and people contact you. So this person contacted me and saying they want to book me for about half an hour to an hour. Well, I said 30 to 40 minutes should be long enough. It all depends on the crowd at the end of the day, you know. I don't know how it's going to be on the night, but you can never predict it. Sometimes it doesn't even end up being half an hour. But I always try and stick to the allocated time, regardless of how it's going, which is fair. This person contacted me through that website, and then I was talking to them in between. They said they saw me at another gig. And I was like, okay. And they mentioned the gig where it was, down in Stourport in the West Midlands. Well, okay, that's nice. So they've actually seen me and they want to book me for a private event, which is in a golf club And I was like, yeah, sweet, what's your budget? She told me a budget, and I was like, yeah, I'm well up for that one. Ha 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 ha. No further negotiations needed. But yeah, I mean, it's a reasonable price that I'm getting. And it's local, so that's even better for me. At least that's in the diary. I don't know what's going on in the circuit. It's just seems a bit awful at the moment. I don't know why. But it just seems diluted for some reason. Maybe it's just the cost of living. People can't afford anything these days. So they end up listening to free podcasts. Ha 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 ha. Maybe I was just being a little bit silly there, but yeah. Talking about silliness, well, you know what we haven't done in a while? It's a no stupid question. No stupid, no stupid, no stupid, no stupid question. Who's it from? Hand Slime. Somebody called Hand Slime has got a no stupid question. And I just read it and I went, that's a great joke. I don't know whether they're just doing a one-liner or they're actually asking this question, but I thought that's such a great joke. Might nick it. Ha 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 ha. I don't know, I probably won't, but yeah, I'll reword it in other words. Hand Slime, talking about words, this is literally what it is. Quote on the post, and it says, does handcuffing a deaf person remove their freedom of speech? Ha 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 ha. When I read that, I was like, that is friggin' hilarious, isn't it? Isn't that just a good joke in itself? Does handcuffing a deaf person remove their freedom of speech? Now, I'm not too sure. I'm guessing this is a United US. It doesn't really matter, does it? If I was handcuffing a deaf person, in a way, you are removing their freedom of speech because they can't use their hands to sign. I mean, I should ask my brother, because he's deaf, and I wonder what he would think about this post. That is such a great joke. I love it, man. I don't even know if it is a joke, but it's a great joke. I'm going to say, yeah, I think it is. But do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have to do it. I'm going to have to ask Chat LGBTQ what they think of this, and I've just asked Chat LGBTQ right now. He actually thinks I've wrote a joke. He's put down, that's a solid, dark one-liner. The structure works well because it's a twist. Freedom of speech into sign language. I'm going to say, look, I'm asking a genuine question. And I think I spelled genuine wrong. I'm doing this as we're recording. Why not? It's live, isn't it? Handy Slime. I've asked Chat LGBTQ and he's saying, not legally, no. A deaf person still has freedom of speech, expression, even if they're handcuffed. But practically, handcuffing can absolutely restrict a deaf person's ability to communicate if they use sign language. Because their hands are needed to sign, that's why the police and custody procedures are supposed to take communication needs and disabilities into account. That makes sense. That's like saying, if you clamp a wheelchair user, have you took their freedom of movement? That's probably a joke there as well, isn't it? In some situations, an officer may say, avoid cuffing behind the back if it's safe to do so. You see, when we assume handcuffing, we always think they're going to you got to put your hands behind the back, ain't you? Now, if you handcuffed a deaf person from the front, they might still be able to sign. It's only the wrists that are joined, aren't they, by the hands? So, yeah, in a way, allow limited movement for communication. So officers have to give some kind of movement for their arms so they're able to sign. Also says, use an interpreter or written communication. So that could work. So in a way, technically, no, they still have freedom of speech because they can literally just write it down or use an interpreter. Chat LGBTQ saying is, your question is actually a legitimate accessibility issue. That's what they're saying. So yeah, deaf people still have a right of freedom of speech, even though they are handcuffed. As we're on the case of deaf people, funny enough, my brother, who some of you know, who was born with a hearing impairment, he's got some filming or something to do, and he asked me if I've got a van, and I was like, you know I don't have a van. What do you want a van for? He said that we're doing some filming, and when he said we, I thought he meant me and him, and I said, when I don't know anything about this filming. I said, am I involved? And he went, no, but you can play a gangster if you want to. And I was like, oh, okay then. So he contacted me because he wants to know if I know anyone who's got a van, because he wants to put his filming equipment in there. And they're filming for a couple of days in Birmingham. And I know a few people who have got vans, whether they will supply it or, that's something that we got to sort out. And then he said to me, do you want your daughter to come along as well? Because my daughter's she's doing drama and stuff at college. I think it would be a good idea for her to go down and see how a whole film crew works. And I was like, yeah. So yeah, maybe deaf people even need vans. I needed a van yesterday, funny enough. Because, my youngest son, my younger one, my son is autistic. Last weekend, I took him to a place called Beacon Bikes. It's on a hill called Beacon. Actually, I don't think anyone knows about this, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. I am going to have to use LGBTQ to get some information. So here are some of the interesting bits about Bar Beacon. It's one of the highest natural points in the West Midlands, and there's loads of views. You can see Birmingham, Walsall, Cannock Chase, and even Wales, believe it or not, on a very clear day. You can see Wales, like the hills and the mountains. The word bar is believed to come from an old Celtic word, means hill or a summit. Beacon part comes from an actual warning where fires were lit centuries ago. Hills across England used to communicate using giant fires if there was a danger or an invasion coming. Now, some historians think the site may have even had a prehistoric or an Iron Age importance, because tools and earthworks were actually found nearby. There is a dome structure on top of the Bar Beacon, and it's a war memorial and has become part of a proper local landmark. It also gives name to the nearby areas like Great Bar and Bar Beacon School. That's some just little facts about it. Now, there is a farm nearby. It's literally right opposite this massive hill, the Bar Beacon Hill. And so I took my son there last weekend because I thought I need to get him a bike. Did I tell you guys we went to Kingsbury Water Park and we had a lovely day on his birthday? And we hired this little, it's like a scooter bike. It's one of those bikes where you're kind of lying and you're pedalling. And because he doesn't know how to cycle, you see, so he was using that, and it's got 4 wheels on it. And he loved it, and he was like, Dad, I want one of these. And I thought, oh, God, I bet they're not cheap. So last weekend, I took him down to this bike shop where I've got bikes before. Now, it's a guy who's got a little bike store, and it's in the farm, in the actual farm. And he's a lovely bloke. He's been to my house and stuff. He's brought bikes over. So I do kind of know him. So I took my son's old bike, which is like a little kiddie's bike. And I said, how much do you want for this? He said 20 quid. But I told him my son doesn't know how to cycle. And he said, oh, that's fair enough. He said, all he's got to do is sit on a bike and use his feet just to stroll along and not touch the pedals. And he'll learn himself. He said, that's all he's got to do. I thought, yeah, that's great, isn't it? That's good advice, that. Because I was trying to think, how did I learn? Now, I remember my dad taught me how to ride a bike. And you never forget. It's true, isn't it? You never forget how to ride a bike. So my dad taught me on a very old school bike. it was like one of those bikes that you probably seen in the Victorian times. It was like a big metal frame. I remember it was massive. I was probably riding an adult bike, and I must have been about the age of 7 years old. And I remember the tyres. I don't think it had any tubes in the tyre, honestly. I think it was just pure rubber. That's how old this bike was. And I remember, I do remember my dad teaching me on it. But I remember him holding the handlebars and holding the back seat, and as I'm pedaling along, that's what I can remember, because it's such a long time ago, you know what I mean? And that is weird, isn't it? You know, you think, I've got to teach my son how to do it now. So I told my son what the man said. He said, all you got to do is sit on the bike and roll and use your feet to push you along and just kind of glide with the bike. The other day, my son, because my son lives sitting outside in the garden, I looked outside in the garden and I saw him on the bike, and I thought, where's he got that bike from? He got it out the shed, so he's got my daughter's bike out. And he was trying to do what the man said. And I said to my wife, look at him. I said, I'll go look how good he's doing that. He's trying to, he's trying to learn. He didn't come up to me and say, Dad, I want to learn how to ride a bike. He literally just got on it and he's trying to do what the man said. So I said to my son, come on, let's go outside. We'll find somewhere where it's a flat surface and then I'll teach you how to ride a bike. So we went up, and then he was literally just trying to glide along. He was wobbling a lot. And then, I don't know why, I said to him, try pedaling. I was holding on to the back of him, and it was very awkward to hold the back of the bike and get him to pedal. And he did kind of do it. Like, he'd done it a little bit, although he was a bit wobbly. But I thought, do you know what? For his first attempt, he's actually had a really good go at it. And I was quite proud of him. Because he's autistic, and it's like he's a fast learner. That's how I felt, like, because I know when my daughter was trying to learn, she was very nervous. She was, like quite panicky riding on the bike, whereas my son was the opposite. He was very confident and he wasn't scared at all. So I said to my son, I'll tell you what, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. So we had an hour's practice. And then I thought, I can't take him on the road because it's too many cars there. So we didn't really have any safe space for him to ride up and down a pavement. But luckily for me, nearby, I live near a big industrial estate. And it's literally just loads of factories and there's big car parks nearby. So eventually we found a derelict building. It looked massive, this building. And it had a huge car park. There was no cars on there. To be honest, nobody was able to park there. So I thought, let's go here. This is a perfect place. So I said to him, just go and try and do what you did yesterday. Just use your feet, push along. So he was doing that, and then you wouldn't believe it. He put his feet on the pedals, and he just started pedaling. And he mastered it. And I was like, wow, that's his second go at learning how to ride a bike, and he's already picked it up. And I said, just keep doing laps, keep going up and down. Keep going up and down. That's what he was doing. He's going up and down, up and down. And then I said, right, go round. So you're going round, you're curving round. So you're learning how to turn the handlebars. And, you'll pick up your balance. And he did it. Fair play to him. He done it. He knows how to ride a bike now. I'm really proud of him. I can't believe. I mean, he's 15 years old. Do you know what I mean? He's a very sharp lad. He's quiet, but he's very sharp. And he picked up the cycling like that. And I was absolutely proud of him. But you know what? You can't be proud of everyone. People who can't be proud are the ones who, am I the a-hole? That's literally what we're going to go straight into. Am I the a-hole? Because I was looking at the time on the recording. I've talked for quite a bit there, haven't I? I just wanted to let you all know. I'm just a proud dad, that's all. So let's do Am I the A-hole? Am I the a-hole? Am I an a-hole? I just picked a random jingle for that. This one has been put up by somebody called AITAH on Am I the A-hole Reddit forum. Now, let's see what the actual problem is. AITAH is saying, am I an a-hole for putting a bedtime pause on the Wi-Fi because my girlfriend's 28-year-old brother has spent nearly a decade rotting in our house playing video games. Around 8 years ago, my girlfriend's younger brother moved back into our house with his wife after leaving the Marines. So after high school, he enlisted and spent a few years mostly doing support and base-related work. Then got out. His plans was to use a GI Bill, pursue a real education, figuring out a long-term career path while he was staying with them temporarily. Which is fine, that's very good of you guys. We fully supported him. No rent, free housing, utilities, internet, food, and we constantly cooked meals for them. Oh, so he's him and his wife. Oh, okay. We also helped with job opportunities, resources, and encouragement. The problem that is temporary slowly became years. Oh, mate, you're joking. He never committed to school, never held a serious job, slowly spent almost all his time gaming, stays up until sunrise, wakes up around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and avoids people wherever guests come over. So he's absolutely embarrassed about himself. Meanwhile, his wife works full-time as a cashier, supporting both of them. Eventually, she cheated and left him, saying she no longer felt anything for someone who has lost all ambition and a passion for life. Cheating is wrong, but I understand how resentment could build after years of carrying someone. That's true. After the divorce, he admitted he had wasted years of his life and promised he wanted to change. We supported him through that too. Then my girlfriend's parents moved back onto the property to emotionally support him as well. The house was originally bought by them years ago before being transferred into our names. So technically it's ours now, but there's still some family attachment involved. I know what you're on about, mate. Fast forward now, and nothing has changed. He's 28, still spends nearly all his day in his bedroom gaming. What? I've brought this issue up to my girlfriend multiple times over the years. Almost every time, she either gets angry at me for bringing it up, or says he's working on a study program, or trying to figure things out, probably trying to figure out some level on Dungeons and Dragons. But those plans never actually happen. Her parents have also admitted they're just tired of talking to him because nothing changes. At this point, I honestly feel like I'm stuck in an echo chamber where everyone recognises the problem, but nobody wants to confront it. That is a good point you've made there, because where do you go from there? Like, you've tried your best. His parents have tried. Your girlfriend is just like, trying to stick up for her brother. Is it a younger brother? It sounds like it's a younger brother. I don't know why. Anyway, let's carry. He's got a bit more to say, guys. 2 weeks ago, I quietly set a Wi-Fi bedtime pause from 12 o'clock till 6 o'clock. That's good. Since me and my girlfriend pay basically all the bills, honestly, I thought it would affect nobody except him because everyone sleeps just like a normal adult should. My girlfriend got upset because I didn't tell her. She said she couldn't sleep knowing there was tension in the house because of the Wi-Fi got paused. She also explained that growing up, her grandparents controlled things in the house in the way that made her feel like she had no freedom. So the Wi-Fi brought back bad memories. I told her I understand and agree what her grandparents did was unfair. But I also told her she isn't a child anymore and neither is her brother. I like you, mate. I don't know why, but I think you're a sound bloke. This isn't parents punishing teenagers. This is a 28-year-old grown man. Yeah, it is. You're right. Who's spent nearly half a decade avoiding adulthood, while everyone around him is financially cushions the consequence. Do you know what? You've literally just said it how it is, mate. What is this bloke doing, man? I think, I haven't even finished all his story yet, but I think you should just kick him out of the house. He's going to have to stand up with his own 2 feet. I don't know how your girlfriend's going to take that, but something really needs to be done, because it feels like to me it's basically going in one ear Out the other, he's living a really cushy life. He's got no bills to pay. He's got free bed. He's got free food. I can understand why his ex-wife left him. Or girlfriend. Sorry, I don't know if it was his wife or girlfriend. I forgot. But I could totally understand. Like, that ain't right, man. If that was me, I'd be mad, you know. I'm not going to lie. If my wife's brother started staying with us and then he started being lazy, and I'd be like, mate, you need to get out of my house. Maybe you need to have a word with him. But I got a feeling it might affect your relationship. I'm not possibly sure. But I am going to finish off what you've wrote because there could be more into it. He is saying, I finally told her something that came from years of frustration. Somehow everyone can sleep peacefully while her brother is wasting his life, isolated in a bedroom, gaming all night. But pausing the internet for 6 hours becomes suddenly the unbearable problem. She thinks I'm being cruel towards someone who may be depressed. Maybe he is. I think everyone has spent years enabling self-destruction because nobody wants to be the bad guy. Am I the a-hole? No, you're not the a-hole, mate. Absolutely not. I think you have put up with your partner's brother for so long. You've seen him go through this massive change. Maybe it is depression. Maybe him not finding a job and leaving the Marines. Because, you know, the Marines is quite regimented. And, you know, it's kind of like autistic in a way, isn't it? You got your routine. You got your training. You got to eat good meals. You got to exercise. I've never been an army person, but this is what I'm assuming. And he's lost all that. He's lost his wife. He doesn't care anymore now. And he's getting free food, as I said, and a free bed. As well as the internet, although you've turned it off for 6 hours. I don't think you're an a-hole, though. Honestly, don't. Funny enough, I'm not going to say who it is, but this person listens to this podcast. They know who it is when they hear their voice, when they know what I'm on about. Their brother is going through the same thing, I believe. Just staying in his bedroom. He's not coming out. He's gaming all night. And I don't think they've got a job. Living with their mom. Everything's paid for. It's the same situation. How do you get someone out of that rot? Do you go and seek for professional advice? Do you call in a counsellor? Maybe that's what he needs. A bit of counselling. Bit of positive support. Maybe find him a place yourself, guys. Because it is going to affect your relationship. I think you need to sit down with your partner and be really serious about this. Maybe even if you want to. I don't even know if you get to listen to this podcast, but say, listen to this guy talking about it. It's on Reddit. Look at all these comments people have said. And, you know, it's having an effect on you as well as his mum and dad and your partner. And the most important person is him at the end of the day. So you're doing the best thing. I think you're doing the right thing by putting the internet off. You are doing the right thing. That might have some kind of effect. He'll be like, oh, I can't even game now because the internet's off. He'll probably find a way around it. I wouldn't be surprised if he does find a way around it. But I hope your problems get sorted. I don't know what else to say, but yeah. They just need professional advice. Do you know the time on the podcast has gone so far ahead? I was going to do a British problem, right, guys? You know I love doing a British problem. But because of the timing and I've got loads of other stuff to do, I'm going to do the weird news story. But believe it or not, it is still kind of a British problem. One word, potholes. Yeah, we've got major problems with potholes all over the United Kingdom. This isn't well as just a British problem. It turned out to be, in a weird news story, UK based as well. A lorry gets stuck in a hole it was sent to fix. Imagine that. A lorry has gone to go and fill in the pothole, ends up getting stuck in the same pothole. You couldn't make it up. It happened in Somerset. A lorry became stuck in a sinkhole. on Aurora Road in Somerset after being sent to fix it. Contractors from a company called Stabilised Pavements was sent to fix holes on Butley Drove, which is near Walton. When the ground gave way, the lorry was left stuck at a near 45-degree angle, forcing the workers to abandon it. You should see it, man. It's like proper on its side. Lucy Trimnell, shout out to Lucy. She's an opposition councillor in Somerset. She told The Times the council's approach to road repairs was like trying to darn a pair of fishnet tights. And the road network was rapidly deteriorating. I know it is, isn't it? Richard Wilkins, the portfolio holder for Transport and Waste Services, said council contractors have been working to fix the damage caused by Storm Chandra, an Indian storm that was, in January, as well as other events. He told the local Democracy Reporting Service, as with our other parts of the country, the recent cycle of wet and freezing conditions has led to a sudden deterioration in many roads. A spokesperson for Somerset Council said, planned highway works are taking place on Butley Moor Drive, near Walton, and these works are being delivered by contractors. The road is constructed on peat and has experienced significant movement and rusting. Issues of this nature can occasionally arise when carrying out work in these conditions. A lorry involved in the works is due to be recovered. The site will then be assessed to determine a most appropriate approach to complete the repairs. I don't know why I done a voice for it, but it just made it more comical. Stabilised Pavements has been approached for comment, but they haven't replied back. So that's literally what's happened. Imagine getting called out to fix a pothole and you end up getting stuck in it. You couldn't make it up, folks. That was today's weird news story, and that was today's episode. Just a quick reminder, folks, my half-soaked show is still going ahead at the Rick Mel Comedy Festival on Saturday, the 6th of June. Please come to my show. I need to sell tickets. Saturday, the 6th of June. Go on to Rick Mail Comedy Festival website. Google it. It will come up. Look for my name. You'll find the show. Click book tickets. Let's sell it out.